Okay. So if you look around any parking lot, pretty much anywhere, right? You see front-wheel drive cars everywhere. It's just how modern cars are built.
Yeah, absolutely dominant. For good reasons, mostly.
But then you look at these classic Tamiya RC buggies we love. Think of Grasshopper, Hornet, the Sand Scorcher, and they're almost all rear-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, but RWD. So why? Why this this big difference from what we see on the road every day?
Yeah, that's a really sharp observation. And it's not just some, historical thing or Tamiya being stuck in the past.
Like they just kept doing it.
Right, exactly. Not like that at all. It's a deliberate design difference, really. Your typical road car needs to be efficient, safe, maximize space inside.
Makes sense.
To me, it's classic buggies. They're basically going for the opposite stuff. Maximum off-road punch, taking a beating, and just being, fun to drive.
Right, the fun factor. Okay, so let's dig into this. Our sources suggest there are like 3 main reasons why RWD was, and maybe still is, the smart choice for these Tamiya buggies.
Definitely. And the first one, you got to start with Tamiya's history. Their roots are in super detailed plastic model kits, way back to 1946. So scale realism was baked in from day one.
Okay.
So when they practically invented the off-road RC buggy scene in, 79? With his Rough Rider and Sand Scorcher?
Yeah, SRB chassis, yeah.
Legendary. Exactly. They weren't just making a buggy, they were making scale models of real racers.
Ah, the Baja Bugs. The VW Beetle-based desert racers.
Precisely. And those real Baja Bugs, they had the engine in the back, air-cooled VW engine driving the rear wheels through a transaxle. Transmission and axle all in one unit back there.
So to me, building an RWD buggy wasn't some abstract engineering debate.
No, not at all. It was them being true to the real vehicles. The RWD layout came directly from replicating those inspirational Baja racers. Heritage dictated the design, fundamentally.
Okay, legacy makes sense. But physics, right. Today's tech. A normal car, like you said, heavy engine up front, FWD pulls it along stable. Why doesn't that logic work for a little buggy? They're so powerful.
Well, that's where it gets really counterintuitive, but super important. See, an RC buggy is incredibly light, but the motor is, relatively speaking, massively powerful. That power-to-weight ratio is just immense.
You punch the throttle and the front wheels lift right off the ground?
Instantly. It's violent acceleration, and this causes a huge immediate shift in weight to the back of the car. It's called dynamic weight transfer.
Okay.
And RWD loves that. All that weight shifting back.
Yeah.
It actively slams the driven rear tires down into the dirt or the sand, whatever loose surface you're on.
Giving it more grip.
Maximum grip exactly when you need it most under acceleration. Now imagine if it were FWD.
Uh-oh.
That same weight shift would lift the front wheels, the driven wheels. You'd get, basically useless wheel spin. Terrible acceleration. And forget about climbing anything steep.
Just spinning the fronts in the air. Right. So the crazy power to weight actually demands RWD for off-road grip.
For that kind of scale off-road performance, yes. The physics makes it almost mandatory.
Okay. But all that power jumps. Rough terrain.
Yeah.
These things get thrashed. Bashing. Right. What about keeping them in one piece? Durability.
Another point where RWD shines. Structurally speaking. It allows for what you could call a separation of duties. Mechanical Darwinism, maybe?
No.
The front end just needs to handle steering and soak up impacts. You can use simple, strong parts, big, chunky suspension arms, a tough bumper.
Right.
Meanwhile, all the really complicated, more delicate bits, the motor, the gears in the transmission, the differential, they're all packaged together, usually in one sealed gearbox unit.
Tucked away at the back?
Exactly. Protected at the rear, away from the main impact zone when you, say, land a jump nose first or slam into something.
Yeah, putting the motor and gearbox up front, like in a FWD car, sounds like asking for trouble in a basher.
It'd be a recipe for constant repairs, frustration.
Yeah.
And then there's the fun we mentioned. RWD naturally tends towards oversteer.
The back end steps out, the tail happy feeling.
Yeah. Which makes driving it a challenge. It's engaging. You have to manage the throttle, countersteer. That's part of the appeal.
Whereas FWD cars, real ones anyway, are usually designed for understeer. The front pushes wide, which is safer, more predictable.
Predictable is good for commuting, for fun, off-road RC. That dynamic, slightly wild RWD feel is the goal.
And it's not like Tamiya doesn't know FWD. They make FWD RC cars too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Excellent ones, actually.
Yeah.
Their M chassis cars, the FF series touring cars, they've mastered FWD.
But they only use it for
on-road racing.
Yeah.
Smooth, high-grip tracks,
Yeah.
pavement, carpet. That's the key takeaway, the proof by omission, if you will. The fact that they have all this FWD tech and expertise, but they never put it in a dedicated off-road buggy, that tells you they know exactly where FWD works. And they know it's just not right, too fragile, not enough traction for the core Tamiya off-road experience.
So wrapping this up for you listening,
Yeah.
it really boils down to function, doesn't it? FWD is brilliant for the problem of everyday transport. Efficient, safe, space-saving.
Solves that problem well.
But Tamiya's classic RWD buggies, they solve a totally different problem. How to make a durable, high-traction, and most importantly, super fun off-road toy.
Exactly. And, that classic Tamiya RWD design, simple, tough, a bit tricky to master. It really forces you to learn throttle control, to actually drive it.
Yeah, you can't just mash the throttle and steer.
Right. Which maybe brings up a final thought. In the world of RC, what really makes engineering superior? Is it just about complexity or efficiency? Or is it maybe measured by something else, like the pure mechanical joy and the skill it brings out in the person using it?
Something to chew on next time you're kicking up dust with a Hornet.